So I think this internal struggle happens to all of them across the board, but at different varying degrees. They literally have not even smelled the onion yet, and it's literally staring them in the room. So I deserve a smelly bracelet? Nicole, if you're not building on that secure attachment within yourself, on that security, I can guarantee you you're going to start feeling
potentially proposing to anyone at all?
Connection-wise, yes.
I have thought of a future together.
Difficult for me to kind of give these assurances of, oh yeah, we have a connection, I can see us getting engaged. I'm not at that stage.
Your answer to me is not ideal.
Oh, what a shame. I wish that Benaya would have reassured her a little bit more, because in his confessional, he talks about how he really feels for this woman.
I definitely am falling for Nicole, which does scare me a little bit. I think I need time to get there.
But then he says things like, I've really enjoyed our dates and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And there's a connection.
All I just want to know is that there is a connection.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I've really enjoyed our dates, and I hopefully will be seeing you tomorrow.
Cool.
It's a bit confusing. She walks out and she says, this is confusing. I think Benaya is also confused. I think he's starting to feel things and he's freaking out. And giving these mixed signals. However, I feel like Nicole, although she was asking the right question, I want to know where your head is and if you're in a position to propose.
But I want to know that Benaya is serious about marriage, Do you feel like you could see potentially proposing to anyone?
But using the word propose, it's a bit like, ooh, that might scare someone. It's kind of too early, in my opinion. I don't know how many days. It's probably their third date. I don't know. But she could have maybe led with, I just want to know where you are. I want to know if, I feel like I think had she been a bit more vulnerable in saying, look, I am feeling a connection with you and I just want some reassurance. I don't know where you are. And leave it at that and let him say, look, I am not ready for proposal, but I'm feeling a connection with you. Maybe that would have led him to expanding more of what he meant by not being ready for proposal at this stage. Also, Nicole maybe would have been also better to ask, what's holding you back? What's holding back the connection? Because I'm feeling because she did say, you wouldn't be coming here if you didn't have the connection.
So you telling me that you may not be potentially ready, that's not ideal, is it? There's clearly some level of connection here, otherwise you won't be sitting here in the pod.
Sure, yeah.
What she wants to hear is more affirmation from Benaya, sharing himself with her a bit more.
For me, you're one of my stronger connections, I'd say.
Yeah. The way I read this is you're after assurances.
I'm just trying to kind of gauge where I'm at with people, because
she asked the right question, but maybe she should have asked more about what's holding him back. But then how do you do that, with somebody that you just met? You only have 10 days though. So you kind of have to get in there quite quickly, emotionally, especially if you're feeling someone. You can't allow I think this show actually tests people's insecurities and fears of love. They come in here thinking I'm going to fall in love and it's going to be easy. But if you have avoidant issues, preoccupation, anxious attachment, you're going to struggle. You're going to wait for people to affirm you because you're not secure in yourself. And I think both of them, there's some insecurities there and some anxious attachment there that is holding them back from being brave and actually taking the next step and peeling that layer, Yeah, it's a shame because I know what happens after this and it's just tragic. But at the same time, it's also a learning curve for both of them to be more expressive, to be brave. Yeah, anyway, let's keep watching.
Which does scare me a little bit. I think I need time to get there.
This is so confusing.
The relationship that I have with Nicole is something really special. I don't want to lose it.
So he's falling for Nicole and he's saying that in his confessional. I think, yeah, it is scary. I think he's coming across nonchalant in that date because he's trying to come off to manage what's happening inside of him, all those feelings that he doesn't want to throw. I think Benaiah has this thing about him where he does without thinking. Maybe it's something that he's working on. Yeah, there's that energy. I think he's trying to hold something back.
I'm so glad that we're here.
With me?
Yeah.
Likewise. Connection-wise, yes.
I have thought of a future together.
Difficult for me to kind of give these assurances of, oh yeah, we have a connection.
The way I read this is you're after assurances.
I think maybe he is somebody who would generally just speak up. You know, he gives me Aries energy vibe, but then he's acting like a Scorpio in terms of holding things back. And maybe that's him trying to manage his impulsiveness. Yeah, I don't know him, but that's just what I'm picking up. I'm just getting lost in these people. Let's keep watching.
Inspired me to be a better person, to be a better man.
But what sometimes, right, you just think that you're not deserving of this kind of love. Of course, baby. And I've just never felt like I've deserved it.
You deserve it, girl. You deserve love. Yes, you deserve it. And these two, they just proposed and it's amazing. It's lovely. These two, they're connecting with their minds. They talk about things like getting to know each other in their mind, their soul, their spirit. And he's learning to go to those spaces, that emotional space, because of her. And she's pulling that out of him. She deserves that. She can do that because she works in mental health. She knows how to be around people and care for people and hold space for people. And she deserves somebody who's ready like him, you know, who's a willing participant, which is great to see. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that relationship develops. I do have a little bit of, you know, I'm sensing that the relationship is kind of on an even keel, in the sense that they're bringing the same amount of effort and they're talking about how they're connecting with each other in kind of similar language, much like Sabrina and Steve. But I do have this feeling that Jasmine has this I hope that she does not overfunction in the relationship and she can really take care of herself and put those boundaries on so that, what's his name, Bobby, can meet her there.
You know, I've been in like so many relationships where I've been wanting this. And I've just never felt like I've deserved it. But like, he sees me for who I am.
Because what can tend to happen sometimes, somebody who is maybe not securely attached or still at the beginning stages of that secure attachment, there's no stage, but you know what I mean. Once you develop your secure attachment and you work through some of your insecurities and whatnot, you may be attracted to that healed part of that person that's maybe more secure. Jasmine, let's say she is, and you might match that quite well in the beginning, and you might have the same language and you have all that secure attachment going on, language, blah blah blah. But then when it comes to the relationship, the day-to-day living of the relationship, if you're not building on that secure attachment within yourself, on that security, I can guarantee you're going to start feeling attacked by somebody who's secure, asking you to take accountability with some things that are coming up in your relationship. So I hope that he's there enough to not create that wobbly dynamic and end up retreating back to insecurity if he's been there, if that's where he normally is. I don't know if you guys can relate to this in your life. Have you ever been in a relationship where you are with someone and you feel like months later or a year later or even years later, you feel like you've been duped? This is not the person that you thought they were. And you had to work so hard, and they might sort of be inconsistent with the things that you're asking for or that the relationship needs, and they're not meeting it, and they keep not messing you about, but just giving you a little bit. But then at the same time, that would speak to where you are as a person, doesn't it? Like, as an insecure person can meet a secure person, they can be in that relationship, because nobody is fully secure. Right? Nobody's fully just secure. You still have some avoidance and some other insecurities in you that you may fall back on. And so if you're with somebody who's insecurely attached, they might bring up some of that insecurity in you, even though you're mostly secure. And you might operate from that. over time, and you end up in a relationship that you didn't even recognize yourself years later or months later or whatever. I hope that makes sense. Hello, lovers of love and light. Remember, this is not therapy. Seek professional help if you have issues in your relationship or you're struggling with your mental health. Also, remember to take care of yourselves while you're watching this reaction. It can be triggering, so do what you normally do. Let's keep watching.
I had feelings for Jasmine, so that was a tough pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, it's her loss, you know? I'm just going to dust myself off. And the fact that Nicole is on that other side of that pod still means something. My partner for life, my best friend, someone who could be the wife of my kids.
How has he decided so quickly that Nicole is his best friend, his partner for life? He says that, but then he quickly says things like, I want somebody to love me. I want somebody to... Yeah. Sam is an anomaly for me. I can't place him. I don't know if he really wears his heart on his sleeve and he's trying to not desperately, maybe he's just trying to find a connection with someone, and he feels it with Nicole.
That's all I wanted coming into this experiment, someone to love me and someone for me to love. And as much as love is a really strong word, I'm on the pathway to love.
Or is he just trying to win at this game of Love is Blind? Like it's some sort of Survivor, let's match up, or we're going to be eliminated. I mean, essentially that's what happens, right? Yeah, what do you guys think?
So did you get it?
Yeah, wait, I see a little box.
Okay.
And rose petals. This is so cute.
Got it?
I'm also noticing that his language has changed since his breakup. I don't know when the breakup was. Is it on the same day or yesterday or 5 minutes ago? He comes in and he says, hello, wifey. He's never called her that. It's never been their language. So that's a bit confusing for me. It's so bright. Yeah, I'm not just noticing that. I wonder if he's just trying to speed things up.
I'm so happy. I can't stop thinking of, it's just mad.
Does he actually really care for her? I know what happens, but watching it for the third time because of my technical issues, yeah.
It's my very, very lucky bracelet that I've had.
This is the sweetest. Thank you so much. I love that.
It might smell a little bit. I've had it for 8 years. It's my lucky bracelet.
Oh, I was smelling it, thinking it would smell of you.
So I deserve a smelly bracelet? Nicole. I mean, there's a number of things here. He could really have, he brought this to the show to give to someone. Did he bring it as a real sentiment? Something that he cherishes and holds dear, but is just difficult to articulate?
I just looked at it and I was like, this is for you. Like, this just felt right. So I just want you to wear it and just know that it's like a token from me to how I feel about you.
Or he's using it he brought it to do what it looks like he's doing, which is just to get on the show. I'm not trying to knock him, but it's really hard to connect with where he is. And also Nicole receiving it like, oh, this is so amazing. And I wonder if Nicole is just a little bit disappointed by Benaya's response in that last date, that now she's just going to fall for anything. She's kind of desperate and also wanting to be in the show. Does she really connect with this man? I mean, if they were in my therapy room, I would be talking to them about these things. Yeah, it's hard. They're just characters on a TV show. I think definitely they're sort of meeting each other on this level. Oh my God, yes, wifey, yes. The depth is not there. They don't know anything about each other's way of living. They don't, at least not from what I've seen so far. They don't know anything about each other. They talked a little bit about family, but they haven't gone deep. How are they as people in relationships? How have past relationships gone? What makes you wear your heart on your sleeve, Sam? What makes you want to marry so much? What is it about me as a Nicole that you feel connected to? They have not done that. They literally have not even smelled the onion yet, and it's literally staring them in the room. It's not even an elephant anymore. It's an onion that you guys are not smelling. You're far from peeling it. But here you are saying you are connecting and wanting us to believe this sham. I want to empathize with them, and I do, but it's hard. I'm trying to empathize with the character that I'm seeing, which is somebody who is anxious and desperate and, broken up with. There can be people like that are just a little bit just generalized anxiety and just all over the place, or have some other diagnosis as well, which I'm not going to go into. In my therapy room, I do empathize with that, but I do try to go deeper to bring some awareness, to help my client bring some awareness to how they're coming across. And that's the way I would be working with Sam, not to judge how he is, but to speak to him about why he's not getting the girls, right? Because that's been his theme. Because he's projecting something else. He's coming across a certain way, and we would talk about the way he's presenting himself in life and how people are receiving him, and see what the connection is, or the disconnect is as well. So for both of them, why is Nicole not able to get to an emotional space so that these men can meet her there? And that's not to say that men can't go first. I mean, we've seen Steve. He's been emotional, vulnerable before Sabrina. Bobby was able to. Anyway, let's keep watching.
To know that because I've been married before, and this for me is a big decision, and I feel like we should still trust the process,
Yeah, I fully respect that. I know we've got to do what we've got to do, but...
Interesting. I think she's feeling overwhelmed. This is just my thought based on what I just seen. She's saying, this is great, blah, 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 but I think I've been married before and I don't want to be hurt or something. I think we need to trust the process. And I think she's speaking to herself. She's not telling him. She's kind of also telling him to back off, slow it down a little bit, right? I think that's what she's saying. And Sam, had he been on that level, but she's not really saying it as well. She's saying on the level where Sam is. And so Sam responds with, totally, I'm not seeing anyone else.
I don't want to sit in a booth with anyone else. I think you are everything I've been looking for my whole life. Genuinely believe that.
But she's not saying, I want to cement this. She's saying, oh, this is amazing. I really like this, but I think we need to trust the process. That could mean anything. But Sam took it as, you want me? You want to trust the process with me? But I think she's questioning things in herself. She's not sure about this. There's an internal conflict. On the one hand, she knows that she's maybe moving too fast, which the show will do, I think, naturally anyway. If you're there, you probably will also feel like you're moving too fast because you've got 10 days to get engaged. But you would have at least mentally prepared for that. So I think this internal struggle happens to all of them across the board, but at different varying degrees, because they all come from different emotional maturity and ability to be vulnerable. So, and just self-worth is a big, big thing here, and self-knowledge. Oh my God. I want these people to come and talk to me. Yeah, so that's it, guys, for today. Please take care of yourselves. Please remember, this is heavy stuff, All of these things that I've been talking about can be triggering. I cannot stress that enough. Please, please, please look after yourselves. It's important that you come to listen to me and learn something, be entertained. But yeah, if you feel it's getting too much, please step away and remember to take care of yourselves. So, on a lighter note, I would like to grow my channel, please. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing and helping me grow. I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please, please, please. Pretty please. I will see you in my next one. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.